Hello, this is Maite Gonzalez presenting for Professor Sundstrom's Week 5 discussion board, my run for office. If I were to run for anything, I would want to run for state governor. I'm not ambitious enough to run for president because like 50 different states and 50 different governors to deal with feels like a lot. State governor. But I am ambitious enough to choose to be the state governor of the biggest states in America, which is Texas. I hope that fact is correct. The requirements vary depending on states, not by a lot. I know the residency is the one that varies the most. So the requirements would be that I need to be a U.S. citizen, be a resident for 5 years, and at least 30 years old. Below, I listed responsibilities and cited it from the National Governors Association, and it's where governors carry out their management and leadership responsibilities and objectives with the support and assistance of department and agency heads, many of whom they are empowered to appoint. A majority of governors have the authority to appoint state court judges as well, in most cases from a list of names submitted by a nominations committee. So essentially, governors are state managers. Now moving on. How would I get my name on the ballots? How would I get my name on the ballots? So first I would need the support of a primary political party. I think the one that I'm choosing for this presentation is the Democratic Party. First, to start off, I would need to start by filling out an application. The application has to be in writing, signed, sworn to by me, and indicates the date that I swore it. Later on, I will show the list of information that I need in this application and the varying statements that I need. This application needs to be submitted 78 days before election day at 5 p.m., which I believe the specifications are so odd to me. But basically, if I were to run in 2026, I would need to submit it by August 17th of 2026 at 5 p.m. Why I would want to run for governor, though, it would be to make a difference in Texas, more specifically, to better education in low-income communities, reopen schools that were closed. I chose this issue in particular because public school funding has really taken a hit with the current governor, Greg Abbott, and I would really want to fix that. These are the specifications, all of the statements that I would need for my application. One of the most important ones are that I need a statement that I am a U.S. citizen, a statement that I am able. So essentially that I'm not mentally incapacitated or partially mentally incapacitated without the right to vote by a court with probate jurisdiction. And along with this, I need a statement that proves that I am not a convicted felon. And I got this from the Texas Secretary of State, Jay Nelson. Now moving on, getting help from a political party. There are many groups, many people in groups whose support I would need, but I would need the support from a political party because they can provide me with direct contributions where they can make financial contributions to my campaign. They can coordinate expenditures, which basically means that they can spend money on my behalf, my campaign, for advertising or campaign material. And they can persuade voters. Parties can use strategies to persuade and mobilize voters, like door-to-door campaigns and helping with endorsements from officials or advocacy groups. Now, getting help from interest groups. To get help from interest groups and PACs/super PACs, I would need to align with their preferred policies. So, for example, if I were to be a candidate for the rich, I would probably align more with interest groups who have billionaires or larger corporations. Um, uh, the benefits that I would get from these interest groups would be financial funding for campaigns, raise my name recognition, and establish a stronger campaign. The endorsements from these big interest groups can inform voters that my candidacy is aligned with their values and policy priorities, thus boosting my support and the number of people that would vote for me in the end. Now, getting help from PACs and super PACs. PACs are known to raise and spend money to elect or defeat candidates. They can help me by making direct contributions to my campaign. Keyword: direct contributions. Super PACs are committees that can accept unlimited contributions from individuals, corporations, unions, and other PACs to finance advertising, voter outreach, and advocacy campaigns that support my candidacy. I said keyword direct contributions because super PACs cannot make direct contributions to my candidacy. They can only accept money and advertise for me, but I essentially cannot receive anything from them directly, which is unfortunate. This is what makes it fair, is that PACs can only support me limitedly, and then super PACs have unlimited resources, but obviously can't direct me, or they can't contribute to me directly. Now moving on. So the specific political party that I believe would support me is the Democratic Party in Texas. And the reason for this is because they bashed the current governor, Greg Abbott, who pushed to provide taxpayer funds for private school tuition, and is the same governor who is allowing 18 schools in the Fort Worth/Dallas area to close. And I believe this is unfortunate because these 18 schools are public schools that are in low-income communities. They're public schools who hold students whose parents can't afford private schools. And the person specifically that I believe would support me is Texas State Representative Gina Hinojosa. And because of this quote, she says, to put it in another way, we need to elect about 3 more Democrats to the Texas House to defeat vouchers and defend our neighborhood public schools. Yeah. And then as for groups and PACs, the PAC I believe would support me is the TEF. This PAC is known for supporting candidates who oppose alleged indoctrination in public schools, critical race theory, and charter schools. So therefore, public schools. And then ACT for TCTA. This group I believe would support me is because they support candidates who support teachers' rights and advocate for policies that improve teaching conditions and student outcomes. And you will see why later on. Here's why. Just because the way that I would want to do my campaign is by really being involved in the community. I would want to do door-to-door campaigns, fundraisers to get the children and parents involved to show them that my candidacy is for them. It's for their education. And generally take advantage of the low-income communities that don't usually vote and give them a reason to. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to campaign, give speeches, and in these speeches, I don't want to use the word promise, but say, like, once I am your governor, I will create acts to ensure the security of teachers' jobs and redirecting federal taxes to public schools. And this goes back to the group that would support me, the ACT for TCTA, who would agree with policies that improve teaching conditions and student outcomes. Now, I would use I would use the incentive, that incentive where teachers are safe. Once they get their job, they will have better working conditions and their jobs are safe. I would use that incentive to draw more people to these more low income communities and want to work there, so that it's easier to reopen these schools or keep open these schools in these communities. Thank you for listening to me. I wanted to add that I honestly would want to run for governor one day. In Texas, I think so. I think I would want to run for governor in Texas. It would be hard because of the political tensions, but I think I am passionate enough about a lot of issues in Texas to really run for governor. And I believe it's just exciting to really be with those communities, just because, like, I am in those communities a lot. I was born and raised here in Riverside, California. I say here like I'm in there. And then I moved to Texas, and it's just different. Like, the schools are different. There's independent school districts instead of the unified ones. And a lot of their funding is from the families, it's from the parents. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of mind-boggling, because it's like, I thought education was supposed to be free, but there's certain things, certain just little things that the parents have to pay for, and it really adds up throughout the years. Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you all who are watching have a blessed day.